What a lovely day. It's the 15th of December and we are 9 or 10 days from Christmas. And for a change, we have the sun shining after 2 weeks of dull, miserable weather. So here I am among all my lovely evergreen trees. At this time of the year when things are looking bleak, the deciduous trees have dropped their leaves, evergreens stay serene. So what am I doing with a pair of secateurs? I thought I'd do something different. I always like to surprise you, and I'm going to surprise you in a very special way. I haven't done this for a number of years. In fact, I did this before COVID, but looking around, it's time to prune. Now, these are the summer flowering jasmine, and they are bright green in the summer, but in the winter, they get this reddish color. Like some of the junipers. Junipers turn brown in the winter and people think they're dying. I call it the frost blush. And this I would call the frost blush as well. So from deep green, it turns a lovely color. But I've got my secateurs, so I'm going to cut some of this back. They need to be pruned a little bit, so I'm going to cut it. I won't tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a little bit of pruning around. So the surprise will come in a minute. So these lovely shoots, let's go around. I've got lots of these plants. I'm going to prune some of them. You notice I'm wearing my lovely Christmas Hawaiian shirt. So it's time to get into the Christmas mood. So let us prune some of these lovely long shoots. And I'm going to use this. I'm not going to discard them. I'm going to use them for Christmas decorations. So those of you who have gardens and plants around, you can use same ideas for decorating your house. I only have an artificial Christmas tree, believe it or not. I don't like putting live trees in the house. So these will be a welcome addition. So that is the first thing, these sprays of jasmine. Let me see what else I can find. So we will go somewhere else. And looking around the garden, there's always something you can use. So I won't tell you what I'm about to do. I'll leave you to guess what the final outcome will be. So I'll leave these on the floor. And I have these beautiful Nandina here. And these Nandinas have got this lovely pinky color. How welcome it is. In the depths of winter when you have nothing around, you have plants that have these lovely touches of pink and red and green. I hope these will just be ideas for you, because what little ideas I give you, you can improvise and add and put your own stamp on it for what I'm about to do. These are bits of fern. And this is that variegated euphorbia. Look at the stems. They creep, and in the spring I usually prune it back, but there's no harm in pruning back the plants now. So all these long shoots will be pruned. You would think I'm doing a gardening program, but I'm not. If you look back on some of my old videos, after I've shown you what I've done, you will probably find that we did a video, may have done a video, way back about 4 or 5 years ago. So I've got that much now. I'm now going to go into the field because I need to get hold of some other plants and shrubs. Now while I'm here, I've got privet. These are privet stumps that I grow. Now I'm going to take some very long stems of privet. They will be cut anyway, but I will explain to you why I'm cutting them so long. Long like that, 3-4 foot long stems. Okay, we've got those stems. It's almost like doing a flower arranging class, but wait and see what's happening. Okay, so that's that. And while I'm passing this olive tree, I think we can use some of these long stems as well, because these are going to be pruned back. They are so prolific. Olive is so prolific. I'm regrowing this tree, by the way. I'm going to make this into a large bonsai. So these branches will be grown, and then when these are grown, I will cut those off. Okay, we leave those there. We'll move on to somewhere else. Okay, so I'm standing in front of the great big holly tree. Look at it. It's about 40-50 foot tall, and it's growing inside my hedge. But this year, for some reason, there isn't a lot of holly berries on the tree. So that's one spray. Many of the sprays are just green. What a pity. They say that if you don't get a lot of berries, then it's a sign of a mild winter. If it's very hard winter in prospect, you will find a lot of fruit on the hedgerows. So let's hope we get a mild winter. So this is, you won't believe it, it's this ivy that is beginning to flower. In case you didn't know, ivy does have flowers and seeds. So there's that. So this is all beautiful ivy. So to give you some idea, there are also what we call rose hips. See, all our holly trees are devoid of any red berries this year. Hardly any. Hardly any. So you would think I'm pruning my bonsai. Indeed I am. This is squamata juniper. Lovely blue foliage. And these will all actually be thrown away and composted. But let's use some of this. And this one, Josh was pointing out to me, look at the foliage on this. If you look at the top tree, that is hinoki. That is one of the hinokis I imported from Japan years ago. But it's reverted. So the reversion means that you get a different type of foliage like this. Very, very strange foliage. See, this is hinoki foliage. And this one is like saguaro cypress, prickly. So trees do revert. In case people don't know what reversion is, certain trees, when they are grown in a certain way, they get what you call it freak branches. And these freak branches, if they are developed from cuttings into new plants, they will keep the characteristics of the old plant. So I think we've got enough material here. I will take a few pine branches. So this pine has fallen over. So we'll take a few pine branches as well. So this is it. So just a few sprigs of pine. I've got to be careful what I cut because this is a tree that is being developed as a big garden tree. Okay, I think we've got enough now. So we'll go back to the nursery and start working on some of this stuff. So let us see what we have foraged around the nursery. So we've got holly, we've got privet, we've got ivy. Not enough ivy, there's such a lot of ivy on the hedgerow. And we've got spindleberry, a few crab apples, and I've got the early flowering Sasanqua camellia, single flowering camellia. Look at it, apple blossom, isn't that beautiful? And then we've got some magnolias with the undersides red, and some seed pods, sprays of pine, and some of these grasses, the Hakanakloa grass. So let us see what we are going to do. You probably guessed what I'm going to do. I'm going to make these Christmas wreaths. Because it's Christmas, this is the traditional decoration that people used to do in the olden days, going back about 200 or more years. People didn't have all these fancy Christmas lights and things. So all they ever did was make these Christmas wreaths. So let us show you what we do with these. So these are made with willow stems. So the willow is very pliable. So they're plaited together and they're made into a wreath like this. So for a wreath like that, you don't need elaborate large pieces of material. All you need is small pieces of material, nothing large. I'll show you why I cut those long pieces. So I remember years ago we did a workshop, in fact, wreath making workshop. So we cut small pieces like this and proceed to insert it round this. Stick to one type to begin with, and then we fill it out. So you can imagine that you simply let your imagination run wild. You can just do what you like. So there's ivy there. So we put more ivy. So this is where the more creative, the more adventurous you are, the more stunning the thing will look. Remember that you don't have to cram it too much, because very often this less is more principle also applies. So let us just use small sprays. And so with such a lot of material, can you just imagine? I bet those of you who are viewing this will be dying to get their hands on it. So all in the same direction, we're just going to fill it out with all this lovely material that we've got. You take your pick. There is so much. Bits of spindleberry, nandina, bamboo. It's really amazing. We thought that at this time of the year, there's nothing around to show, but there is in fact so much wealth of material to show. I know that bamboo is an alien plant. It never used to grow in England and in Britain 200 years ago, but we move with the times, and bamboo is now used in a lot of people's gardens, so you will be able to access bamboo very easily. So the emphasis all the time is on evergreen material, because in winter there is a lot of evergreen material still to be had, although the deciduous trees have shed. So to spread a bit of joy and cheer, we put evergreen material to remind us what it will look like. So I will stop the camera for a while because I'm going to spend a lot of time just filling it up. So you can just imagine what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill these up. We're going to make 2 of them. So here we are, just 15 minutes later from cutting the foliage around the nursery. So this is the one on the left that I made, and this is the one that Josh has made. We've done different things. So this one's got a bit of camellia, spindle, Scotch spine, magnolia seed head, spindleberry, ivy fruit, saguaro cypress, hinoki cypress, Scotch spines, bamboo, so many things in it. And it's just a lovely decoration and wreath. So you can hang it outside your door or put it on your mantelpiece as a Christmas decoration. This one has got more blue in it, this blue squamata, pine, spindleberry, the sasanqua camellia, and there's a bit of jasmine there, and a bit of camellia leaf, bamboo leaf. I haven't used any of that Hakanakloa grass. Okay, so we could have put some of that as well, you know, just put it in and it will give a bit of the autumn color to it. See, that makes a lovely arrangement. So it's all about creating beauty. Whether you're making bonsai or making a wreath, it's all about creating beauty. I showed a video this morning about making bonsai from simple things, these projects here. And some viewer commented, they're not bonsai, they're only sticks and pots. Of course they are sticks and pots, but we do start off somewhere. So the point is not to show off how you can show these great, big, beautiful bonsai. We have got bonsai that some of my clients, I have several clients who've got Picassos and Rembrandts in their houses, and they keep bonsai just as a plaything. And the bonsai they buy are in tens and high tens of thousands. And they're not sticks and pots. We do have beautiful bonsai, but that is not the point. Look at this. This is all foraging for free. It costs me nothing. You would call that these are things that you would burn in a bonfire, but look at the beauty that we've created. Now, you notice that we did the wreaths by sticking them into willow wreaths that were pre-made. Now, supposing you don't have access to that. By the way, you can buy those from wholesale flower shops. They sell them for people to make these wreaths. Now, I will show you what we can do if we don't have them. So this is the second part of the video. You remember that I cut these long stems of privet and honeysuckle, so it doesn't require a lot of imagination to see what I'm going to do next. These long stems are in fact going to be the basis for making the actual wreath. So again, you don't have to be a rocket scientist or even have flower arranger to imagine what I'm going to do. So we're just going to twine these together like that. And we're going to use a bit of bonsai wire. I'm going to tie them together. I will show you what we will do. Use some of our scrap wire. Everything is about improvisation. Those of you who've been following my videos will realize that what most of these great creators do is to improvise and find ways of creating something from nothing. You don't have to buy expensive bonsai, you don't have to buy expensive trees, you don't have to buy expensive flowers and plants. Just go to your garden and collect what you can. So I'm going to go around and tie these bunches of stems. This is privet, by the way. Into a long, long stem like that. Look at that. Long like that. So we're going to wrap it around and make a circular wreath. This is where you can start intertwining them. Like that. In fact, you remember the olden days, the initial Olympic Games, the winners were just given a crown of olive branches. So you can use olive as well to twine it into a circular wreath and crown it on your head. So this is what we are going to do. So let me finish this off by tying it together, and we will make a wreath just by doing this. So let's show you what we've done so far. This is the one that Josh has made, the smaller wreath. Small wreath means 18 inches. This is the one that I've done, and this is the evergreen one that Josh has made without the willow wreaths. We just twined together those long stems. And if you can hold up my little one, I haven't completed this one, Josh. Yeah, these are long stems. Can you see these long privet twigs? We've used to wrap it into a circular shape, and they're tied with wire. So this is the one I'm still completing. There's bits of pine. Hold it high against the white. So that is what it looks like. And I can fill some more. So I hope this has given you some Christmas cheer and Christmas ideas. So just before the Christmas, you can go around making these beautiful things. So let me show you Josh. That's Josh. And we've had a lovely time filming and creating. It's all about creation. Bonsai, like any other form of art, is about creating and enjoying it. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. It's all about enjoyment and giving yourself peace of mind and pleasure. So happy Christmas, everyone.